Hello, this is my presentation on Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci's work has influenced experts in various fields for centuries. He was the first person to view the human body through the eyes of an engineer, and not necessarily through the eyes of a physician. He was the father of what has now become known as biomechanics, which is the study of the mechanical laws relating to the movement or structure of living organisms. Da Vinci was also an artist, architect, scientist, especially in anatomy and physiology, and especially a mathematician. Leonardo da Vinci was born in Anciana, Italy on April 15th, 1452. His parents were unmarried, but his father was wealthy and raised his illegitimate son as he did his legitimate heirs. When Leonardo was 15 years old, he was apprenticed to the artist Andrea de Verrocchio, the man who instilled in Da Vinci a great interest in the study of the human body. He stayed with Verrocchio until his late 20s, early 30s, when he went to work for the Duke of Milan. He experimented with different types of art during this period as he completed some of his commissions given to him by the Duke and other wealthy patrons. Da Vinci returned to Florence, Italy in 1500 to study mathematics. Some of the equations, formulas, and theorems he worked on related to human movement and human proportions, as well as ideas akin to Newtonian physics. He was commissioned to consult on an architectural project that eventually fell through. Although dissection on dead bodies was frowned upon and only sanctioned for physicians, Leonardo da Vinci furthered his knowledge of human anatomy and physiology by dissecting human cadavers from a nearby hospital. He was a religious note-taker and filled hundreds of notebooks with ideas and findings, which are now called the codices. As he grew older, his completion of the artworks and architectural projects diminished, and his interest in sciences grew. He became increasingly interested in botany and optics, as well as the study in the force that gave all organisms their shape. Despite his lack of finished works in his old age, Da Vinci was appointed as the premier painter, architect, and engineer to King Francis I of France. He died of natural causes on May 2nd, 1519. He was buried in the Palace Church at St. Florentine. Leonardo's impact on mathematics is still relevant today. Earlier, when I mentioned that he had an interest in physics, that included his interest in the physical properties of the human movement. Many of his formulas helped to explain how the human ankle flexed and pointed and how it bore weight. He was also interested in the geometrical proportions of the human body. C. Babian, a college professor, states that Da Vinci's work on the Vitruvian Man Vitruvian Man is still instrumental in teaching students anatomy and physiology. Dr. Reinhard Kettel and Garrett T., in the article Understanding Human Motion, a Historic Review, offer some of Da Vinci's actual mathematic formulas concerning the proportions of the human face and movement required in climbing a ladder. In their articles, Thinking Like Da Vinci, Parts 1 and 2, Doctors Hal Ornstein and Neil Baum discuss the ways in which 7 key philosophies evident in Da Vinci's codices are important to physicians today. Curiosity, and any curiosity of life, and its betterment in both treatments and lifestyles. Demonstrazione is the promise to find the betterment through the second opinions and advice of other experts. The principle of Senazione is the habit of improving the senses so as to aid them in the more accurate diagnoses. This can take the form of a consistent study of visual symptoms of ailments, or simply learning to better listen to and understand what the patients are attempting to convey through their communications. Arte and scienza is the practice of viewing information through all aspects of knowledge, or whole brain thinking. Da Vinci is best known for this. for he viewed human movement through the eyes of an engineer, and art through the eyes of a mathematician and a scientist. Corporalita is a total mind-body balance as achieved through healthy, happy, and active lifestyle. Conexión embraces the interconnectedness of nature. This can easily be seen in medicine as they can causation correlation between symptoms and seemingly unrelated phenomena. The last principle is suffumato, which is the willingness to embrace ambiguity, paradox, and uncertainty. This is especially difficult for physicians since they are the ones who we look to when we are uncertain about health issues. These these principles encourage physicians to keep open minds and a learning mindset so as to become the best as they can be as become the best as they can be as well bring as the most benefit to their patients. One of the main messages of the Bible is worship. From everything from where and when you should worship to how and who is addressed throughout the scriptures. One of the most common hows of worship in the Bible is dancing. There are dozens of instances in which worshippers and celebrators of God and His love dance with joy throughout the streets of their cities. Miriam dances, Jephthah's daughter dances, David dances, and the women of Israel dance when David returns victorious from war. Many psalms call for dancing in times of joy and worship. As I already mentioned, Leonardo da Vinci was a pioneer of biomechanics. This means that he was intently focused on how the body moves. As a kinesiology major, I am also greatly interested on the movement of the human body. Without Da Vinci's original delves into the study of human movement, it is unsure where kinesiology would be today, if it would exist at all. Perhaps it would be a subfield in medicine or science, but it might not be its own field. Without it, there might not be the specialization in helping those who have been injured or whose bodies do not work properly. In a way, kinesiology directly benefits those who seek to worship God by utilizing their gifts, such as athletes or dancers. As I already mentioned, dancing is a biblically sanctioned form of worship, and in this sinful world, it merely follows that something as beautiful and wholesome as worshiping can be affected by the misfortunes of this world. For those interested in kinesiology and biomechanics, studying Leonardo da Vinci's emergence into the field is a valuable must-know, for his studies are the foundation of all we know on the matter. Thank you very much.